Dear children, I am back with you with Geography, Chapter 4, Agriculture, Part 2. I was not able to upload this, so now we are doing it. I hope you have gone through the first part of the chapter, and this is important chapter. Please pay attention. If you have any doubts, you can clear them in the comment section. You can ask your doubts or any questions related to the lesson. I'll be there to answer them. One more announcement, please listen to it carefully and please pass on to your friends if at all they have missed out over this slide. The course for the mock test for social science will be conducted on 24th of July. 24th of July, chapter 1st of history, that is Nationalism in India chapter. One chapter that, and chapter 1 of geography, that is resources and development. Those two chapters are coming in the mock test. It will be in the format of MCQ. So please prepare yourself to give the test, and whatever other details it will be given later. I hope things are clear, and if any of your friends have missed out, please tell them also, inform them also about all this. So we will continue with the second part of our chapter, agriculture. We have done up till tea. Tea and coffee are the two important beverages of India. Beverage crops are which are used as a drink. So tea and coffee are the two important beverage crops. We have done about tea. Tea is a plantation crop. Now coffee. Coffee is also a plantation crop. If you remember, I have explained that plantation crops or plantation crops are processed in the factories which are located in the plantation area, and the value is added. So coffee is also a plantation crop. If you know that coffee is grown in the form of coffee pod or a seed, and a lot of processing is done before we get coffee at our homes, which we enjoy. So coffee, India produces 3.2% of the world's coffee, and this data is of 2008. The Arabica variety brought from Yemen. In India, we produce a special variety of coffee which is all over the world highly priced. So the name of that is Arabica variety. It was brought from Yemen. Is produced in the country. All over the world, it is in great demand. The cultivation of coffee first started in the Baba Budain Hills of Karnataka. Baba Budain Hills of Karnataka, and later it was also carried out in Kerala and Tamil Nadu. Today, Kerala, Tamil Nadu, Assam, all these states are important producers of coffee. Okay, next. Horticulture crops. Now what is horticulture? Production of fruits, vegetables, all these are called as fruits, flowers and vegetables is called as horticulture. So horticulture crops. In 2008, India was the second largest producer of fruits and vegetables in the world. If you talk about different fruits, now what are these? It includes mangoes of Maharashtra. See, we get these fruits in particular states, and those are the specialities of, suppose we talk about Alfonso. They are important varieties of mango produced in Maharashtra. So mangoes of Maharashtra and Andhra Pradesh, Uttar Pradesh and West Bengal. Oranges of Nagpur. Whenever we talk about Nagpur, always it reminds us of orange. Oranges are very, very favorably growing in Nagpur. Oranges of Nagpur and Cherrapunji. What is Cherrapunji also famous for? Where is Cherrapunji? Cherrapunji is in the state of Meghalaya, and Cherrapunji is famous for the place receiving the highest rainfall in the world. The place receiving highest rainfall in the world. Cherrapunji. Okay. The bananas of Kerala and lychees of Uttar Pradesh and Bihar. These are horticulture crops. Pineapples of Meghalaya. Grapes of Andhra Pradesh and Telangana, apples, pears, apricots and walnuts of Jammu Kashmir and Himachal. If you happen to visit these states of Jammu Kashmir and Himachal, what we find? Special varieties of apples and pears and apricots and walnuts all are grown in Jammu and Kashmir and Himachal Pradesh. These are all horticulture crops. India produces 13%. This is a large amount. India produces 13% of world's vegetables, including peas, cauliflowers, onions, cabbages, tomatoes, brinjal and potatoes. Non-food crops. Now, other than food crops, India also produces a large quantity of non-food crops. So among one of the plantation crops, as we have done tea and coffee, another important plantation crop is there, and that comes under non-food crop. And what is that? Rubber. So rubber is an equatorial crop. Now what is equatorial crop? It requires hot and humid climate. Places near the equator have hot and humid climate throughout the year. So rubber require equatorial climate, rainfall 200 centimeters and above, and temperature 25 degrees Celsius and above. Now, rubber is an important industrial raw material. Most of the industrial products require rubber, and rubber therefore is an industrial raw material. It is mainly grown in Kerala, Tamil Nadu, Karnataka. If I ask you why rubber is grown in Kerala, Tamil Nadu and Karnataka, it is because these states have which type of climate? Equatorial type of climate. Alright. In 2010-11, India ranked 4th among the countries of the world in production of natural rubber. Okay, the next is fiber crops. There are two important fiber crops grown in India: cotton, jute. Okay, other than cotton and jute, there are also other crops: hemp and natural silk. These are the four major crops which are called fiber crops. What are they called? Fiber crop. The first three, that is cotton, jute and hemp, they are taken from the crops, while silk is produced from the cocoon of the silkworm produced on the mulberry leaves. Now, you know that this process of rearing of silk from the silkworm, which is reared on the leaves of the mulberry trees, is called as sericulture. The process of rearing of the silkworm, extraction of silk from the cocoon, is called as sericulture. Alright? So cotton. Cotton is very important crop of India. It is a fiber crop. India is the original homeland of cotton plant. In 2008, India was the second largest producer of cotton in the world. Now, when we were doing the black soil, it says that cotton grows well in the dry parts of black soil. Cotton grows well in the dry parts of black soil of Deccan Trap. We have seen that the black soil is also called as rigor soil. It is also called as black cotton soil. Why? Because it is ideal. It is very good for production of cotton. So, India was the second largest producer of cotton in the world in 2008, and cotton grows well in the dry parts of black soil of Deccan Plateau. It requires high temperature, light rainfall or irrigation, 210 frost-free days and bright sunshine for its growth. Now, what is all this? Cotton grows in the form, there is a seed of cotton. It is a labor intensive work also. The farmers grow the cotton seeds. When the cotton plant grow little big, they have to be attached with a stick. So a big stick is attached, and so that the cotton plant will not be tilted. When it grows big, it will become heavy. So when it grows big, cotton balls start growing on the cotton plant. These cotton balls are green in color, and they require 210 frost-free days to grow. Inside the cotton ball, what is growing? Cotton is growing. So when the cotton ball is green, it becomes little brown and then it becomes little black and it cracks when it gets totally dried. When it cracks, the raw cotton comes out and it is taken out by the laborers. A lot of laborers are required to pick the cotton from the cotton balls. So it requires 210 frost-free days, meaning that if frost will fall, what will happen? The green cotton balls will be destroyed and the quality of the cotton which is produced will be bad. And bright sunshine for its growth. It is a kharif crop. Kharif crop. What is kharif season? Yes, summer season, which require more rainfall and need 6 to 8 months. See, other crops require 3 to 4 months to ripe or mature. Cotton requires 6 to 8 months to mature. Major states production which are important for production of cotton are Maharashtra, Gujarat, Madhya Pradesh, etc. All right. I hope cotton is clear. Now jute. Jute is also one of the important fiber crops of India. Jute is known as the golden fiber. Jute is known as the golden fiber. Why? Because the color of jute is golden. Secondly, it was highly priced. It is highly priced, and the production of jute is also a very labor intensive work. It grows well in well drained fertile soils of the flood plains. Jute requires a lot of alluvial soil of the flood plains, especially in the river deltas. Especially in the river deltas, where the soil, that is the alluvial soil which is brought down by the rivers, every year when the river is flooded, this alluvial soil is recharged. Plus a lot of water is required for processing of jute. Now jute grows in the form of tall grasses, tall thick grass. When it grows big, then it is cut, which is green in color. Then it is packed into bundles. Those bundles are put in the water for processing. For 10 to 15 days when it is in the water, it is taken out by the farmers and it is beaten. It is beaten up. After beating the jute, the green part of the jute is removed and what comes out is the jute, that is the raw jute. So it requires a lot of labor for processing plus a lot of water when it grows plus for the processing process. So jute is produced in the areas where water is available in plenty or in the river deltic regions. So Hooghly river area in West Bengal. What? Hooghly is a river in West Bengal. Hooghly river area in West Bengal is the most important producer of jute in India. High temperature is also required during the time of growth. I hope cotton and jute is clear. So next, major jute producing states of India are Assam, West Bengal, Bihar, Odisha and Meghalaya. Now if you find that all these states have high rainfall. These states have high rainfall and most of these states are located on the river deltas or near the river deltas. Now jute is having tough competition with plastics. Yes, with plastics. Now plastic is a synthetic fiber. Jute is a natural fiber. So what is happening? In the recent years, a lot of plastic ropes and bags and packaging materials are made what used to be made by jute in the previous years. So what is happening? The market for jute is become very small because of the competition with the synthetic market. Now the government has started a compulsory policy through which all the government agencies will use jute for the gunny bags or the ropes or other things for packaging. So this is giving a boost to the jute industry. Okay, so we are coming to one important part of the chapter, technological and institutional reforms. Now we are doing agriculture. For agriculture, government is undertaking a lot of technological and institutional reforms. Now, what are technological reforms? The change of techniques from using of the old techniques for agriculture to using of very modern methods of cultivation is technological and institutional. Many of the programs of the government have now started which are in the favor of agriculture, and those are institutional reforms. Like, I'll give one example to make it clear. Zamindari system has been abolished in India. What was zamindari system? Yes, the land belonged to the landlords, and these landlords were called as zamindars. They used to give the land to the peasants on rent. They used to charge high rent, plus whatever the peasants used to produce would be taken away by the zamindars, and the life of the peasants was very difficult. So zamindari system is now out, and therefore this is one of the institutional reforms which is done to improve agriculture. So technological and institutional reforms, these reforms started since 1960 and 70s. So one of the important reform is collectivization of land holding. Now, what is this collectivization? Because of law of inheritance, the land was divided between the family of the farmer. After the death of the father, the land used to be divided among the sons in the olden times. So what happened? The land became, holding means piece of land. The land became small and smaller and smaller. The result is, the concept of agriculture is, the bigger the land, the more would be the production. The smaller the land, the less would be the production. So what happened? Now the government started collectivization, encouraging people to bring the smaller patches of land together and do cultivation on large pieces of land so that the production will be more. It is called as collectivization of land holding. Holding means a piece of land. Next, consolidation of land holdings. When you do collectivization, collective farming on consolidated land, so that the land would be bigger and the production would be more. All the modern methods of farming could be used on the land which is consolidated. Next is, I have explained abolition of zamindari system. The law is made in India through which the zamindari system has been totally abolished, finished. Now, this was done by adopting a method of land to the tiller and putting up a ceiling. Now, what is this ceiling? It was the rule or the law was made by the government through which an individual could not keep more than 30 acres of land. Now, this was to discourage the zamindari system. So automatically the land will be transferred from the zamindar to the tiller. Now, who is this tiller? The farmers who were tilling the land for more than 10 years. The land would be transferred to them. And this was abolition of zamindari system, land to the tiller, and a land ceiling program was introduced by the government. Then introduction of Green Revolution. Green Revolution has been a very, very important landmark in the agricultural history of India. Now, why it was like that? Through the Green Revolution, the government introduced all the modern farming methods so that the cultivation of the food grains would increase, wheat and rice. So in the states of Punjab and Haryana, with the encouragement of the package program introduced by the government of India under the leadership of our Prime Minister at that time, Mrs. Indira Gandhi, this Green Revolution started, and all the modern farming methods like pesticides, chemical weedicides, fungicides, then harvesters, cultivators, also irrigation methods, modern farming methods, electricity, all these were introduced. Use of HYV seeds, high yielding varieties of seeds, introduction of all the new methods of farming were introduced to increase the two food grains of India. What was it? Wheat and rice. Now why it was done? Because in India we had shortage of food grains. We had to import a lot of food grains. So, through the Green Revolution, a lot of production of wheat and rice increased, especially in the states of Punjab and Haryana. And today we are self-sufficient in food production. Also, White Revolution started. Now, what is White Revolution? Operation Flood. Introduction of modern methods to get more milk and milk products, rearing of the high breeds of the cattle, and so that animal husbandry methods were encouraged, so that the production of milk and milk related products. Now what all are made from milk? Milk and dried milk and cheese and butter and ghee and chocolates and skimmed powders and so many other things. So these are all called as White Revolution. So I hope technological and institutional reforms are clear. Okay, now from 1980 to 1990, few more methods were introduced by the government. Now what are those? Provision of crop insurance, like we have life insurance, crop insurance. Suppose the crops fail due to heavy rain, or because of no rain, or because of any natural calamity like floods or earthquakes, the government insures the crop, and then the farmers will get the money if the crops failed for a particular reason. Establishment of Grameen banks and cooperatives. Now why Grameen banks and cooperatives are made? So that the farmers can get cheap and easy affordable loans from the banks, and whatever is their requirement of buying HYV seeds and other things can be fulfilled. Loan facilities to the farmers. When the farmers take loan from the bank, it is a formal sector, and it means that rate of interest is low. So when that is done, it is very good for the farmers. They are saved from high loan rates or rates of interest which they have to otherwise pay to the money lenders or other people from where they used to take the loan. Then Kisan credit cards, they are called KCCs. Kisan credit cards are introduced. Personal accident schemes are introduced by the government. Weather bulletins are introduced by the, you must have watched on the TV, weather bulletins every time come. Why? So that the farmers get to know what will be the weather conditions in their areas depending on the wherever they stay, to protect their crops. MSP is introduced. In 9th class we have done food security chapter in detail. The government announces maximum support price for the crops which they will be buying from the farmers. And so on the basis of the increase or decrease of MSP, the farmers keep on growing the particular crops. This is to encourage the farmers to grow or not to grow or increase or decrease the particular crops. MSP is introduced by the government. Now, after this, in the textbook geography, page number 44 to 45 is deleted. That portion is cut. It will not be asked for any examination. I hope I am clear. So, we will move to the last part now. Impact of globalization on agriculture. Globalization chapter will come in economics. I will be explaining in detail. So after 2000, a lot of new methods have been introduced in agriculture all over the world. Globalization started. Interlinking of world economies. Yes, so impact of globalization, because of this interlinking of the world economies, now we say that world is a global village. Now how it is a village? Because everything is available everywhere at the same time. Whatever is the place, distances do not matter. So impact of globalization on agriculture. During the British period, cotton and other raw material, we know that they were all taken by the British for their industries. So Britishers used to take all the raw materials from India, and these raw materials they will use in their industries, as we have done cotton, indigo, and jute, and so many other things they used to take in the raw form to be used in their industries. After 1990, a new something new started in the world, and that is called as globalization. Now through globalization, all the countries were interlinked. Yes, so through the globalization, the competition of our farmers increased in the international market. Now what happened? Previously we used to only grow the whatever crops and sell in India. Now we sell our crops internationally, farmers. So what happens? If you have to sell your crops internationally, the quality of your product should be very high, or it should be able to compete with the crops of the other countries, right? So now when the farmers have to sell their crops in the international market, the quality of the crops should be same like in the international market of other countries. So it is expected that Indian farmers should diversify their products. So what happened? Because the quality of our crops was not good, we were not able to sell them, or we were not able to get high price for our products, agricultural products. So the farmers were at great loss. Today also the farmers are at great loss, especially the small and medium farmers whose crops are not as par with the international standards. So what is expected from the farmers? It is expected that Indian farmers should diversify their production, meaning we should not grow same type of crops which we used to grow from generations to generations. Now the demand for crops is more. Different types of fruits, different types of vegetables, different types of crops are having great demand from the international market. So farmers are expected to diversify their production from cereals to high value crops. If we compare cereals to high value crops, suppose tea and coffee. Tea and coffee have a great international market. Now if we increase the land under tea and coffee, the farmers have more profit, especially in those areas where it is grown. So this way we can increase our production by diversifying the production. This will increase the income of the farmers, and they are able to stand in the international market and save our environment. When we grow different types of crops, the fertility of the land will improve. If we continuously grow the same crops, what happens? The fertility of the land starts to decrease and degrade. And some of the crops are grown as rotation crop, I have explained before. So the pulses are grown as rotation crops. When pulses are grown, what happens? They help in regaining the fertility of the soil. So this will also improve the environment. Yes, I hope this part is clear to you. The first part was already uploaded, and this is the end of the chapter 4, agriculture. If any doubt is there, you can write your doubts in the comment section, and I will be able to answer them. Have a good day, children. God bless you.